Sometimes, life starts to feel unusually heavy, even when nothing around you seems to explain it. You try to understand why simple things feel difficult, why your heart feels restless, and why everything seems to be shifting without reason. But what if this heaviness is not a sign of something going wrong, but something going right in a way you cannot yet see? What if Allah is quietly moving you toward a completely new stage of your life, reshaping your path, your heart, and your direction? Stay with this reminder, because what feels like pressure may actually be preparation for something greater ahead. There comes a phase where progress feels slow and every step carries unusual weight. This pressure is not random. It signals that something significant is about to unfold. Just before relief, the heart is stretched, teaching it endurance and sincerity. You begin to realize that ease alone does not build strength. It is the moments of strain that deepen your connection with Allah. In these times, your perspective shifts. You stop relying on what is temporary and start holding on to what is eternal. The difficulty becomes a quiet preparation, shaping your character, refining your intentions, and guiding you toward a breakthrough you could not have reached before. At times, you find yourself losing things you once held tightly, wondering why they slipped away despite your efforts. What feels like loss may actually be protection. Allah knows the unseen consequences, the paths not meant for you, and the burdens hidden within what you desired. In that removal is a subtle mercy, even if your heart struggles to accept it at first. Gradually, you begin to see space being created within you and around you. That emptiness is not meant to remain. It is meant to be filled with something purer and more aligned with your purpose. What leaves your life makes room for what truly belongs. There is a moment when staying the same begins to feel more painful than changing. Familiar routines lose their comfort, and what once felt safe starts to feel limiting. This is how growth quietly begins, by unsettling what you have grown used to. Allah places you in situations that challenge your habits so you can discover strength you did not know you had. As you step beyond what is easy, you start to understand that true development requires effort and trust. The struggle itself becomes meaningful, shaping your resilience and teaching you to depend less on ease and more on faith in what lies ahead. Hardship often carries meanings that are not immediately visible. What seems confusing or painful may be unfolding with precise wisdom beyond human understanding. Allah arranges events in ways that connect later, even when they feel scattered in the moment. You may question the delay, the detours, or the silence, yet each has a purpose, written with care. With time, clarity begins to replace confusion. You notice how certain struggles protected you, redirected you, or strengthened your inner self. What once felt heavy starts to reveal its benefit. This realization softens the heart, allowing you to trust that every difficulty holds a wisdom meant to guide you forward. There are moments when you feel pushed to your limits, as if you cannot carry any more. These are not moments of abandonment, but moments where your capacity is being expanded. Before elevation, a person is tested in ways that reveal their sincerity, patience, and trust. What you endure is shaping who you are becoming. In that pressure, your reliance shifts from people and circumstances to Allah alone. You begin to recognize your true strength lies in your connection with Him. The trial refines your heart, strengthens your saber, and prepares you for a level you were not ready to hold before. Moving forward often requires releasing what keeps pulling you back. It is not always easy to loosen your grip on what feels familiar, even when it no longer benefits you. There is a quiet struggle in accepting that some things have fulfilled their purpose in your life and are no longer meant to stay. As you begin to let go, you may feel a mix of fear and relief. That space created is essential for progress. It allows new direction, clarity, and opportunities to enter. Trust that what you release for the sake of Allah will never truly be lost, but replaced with something better suited for your path. There are times when outcomes do not match your expectations, leaving you uncertain about what lies ahead. In these moments, belief in Allah's plan becomes your anchor. Even when the path appears unclear, there is a greater design unfolding with precision and care. What you perceive as delay or confusion may actually be perfect timing. As you surrender your need to control every detail, a sense of calm begins to grow within you. You start to understand that not knowing is part of trusting. With each step taken in faith, your heart becomes more at ease, knowing that Allah is guiding you toward what is truly best. The lives of the Prophets ﷺ show that the path of truth is often accompanied by trials that test the heart deeply. Each challenge they faced carried a lesson of perseverance, sincerity, and unwavering faith. Their stories remind you that hardship is not a sign of failure, but a sign of being shaped for something greater. By reflecting on their journeys, you begin to see your own struggles differently. Patience becomes easier when you remember how they remained steadfast despite immense difficulty. Their examples inspire you to stay firm, to trust Allah's wisdom, and to continue moving forward with hope, no matter how heavy the moment feels. In moments of struggle, the heart often reacts before the mind can find clarity. Emotional discomfort can make time feel slower and decisions feel heavier than they truly are. Yet, within this state, there is an opportunity to develop inner calm. By pausing before reacting, a person learns to respond with greater awareness and control. Over time, this practice builds emotional stability. Instead of being overwhelmed by every difficulty, you start to observe your feelings without letting them dictate your actions. This strength allows you to remain balanced even in challenging situations, gradually shaping a more composed and resilient inner self. Sometimes life shifts in ways that feel unexpected, closing paths you once depended on without warning. These moments are not meaningless. They are carefully placed turns that redirect your direction. What seems like obstruction may actually be protection from outcomes you cannot yet understand. As time passes, you begin to notice that those closed doors guided you away from places that were not aligned with your long-term well-being. New awareness replaces confusion, and you see how each ending contributed to a wiser beginning. This understanding brings peace, knowing that every change, even the difficult ones, carries a purpose that unfolds with time. Change often begins internally, long before it becomes visible in life. Your thoughts, priorities, and emotions start shifting quietly, even when circumstances around you still feel uncertain. This inner transformation is the foundation for everything that follows. It reshapes how you see yourself and the world around you. As this process continues, old patterns gradually lose their influence. You begin responding differently, choosing more thoughtfully, and feeling less attached to what once defined you. This subtle evolution is not instant, but steady. Over time, it leads you toward a version of yourself that is more aware, balanced, and aligned with a deeper sense of purpose. Real inner strength is not about avoiding difficulty, but about remaining steady when circumstances become overwhelming. It develops quietly, through repeated moments of endurance, where giving up would feel easier, but you choose to continue. In those choices, character is shaped and resilience is built. With each challenge faced, your dependence on external validation weakens. You start discovering stability within your own beliefs and values. This stability does not come from comfort, but from experience. Over time, you become less shaken by uncertainty, learning to stand firm, even when outcomes are unclear, guided by a growing sense of inner assurance. There are periods in life when nothing seems to move forward, yet everything is quietly being arranged in the background. What feels like waiting is often preparation happening beyond what you can perceive. In this stillness, unseen adjustments are taking place that will later reveal their significance. During such times, patience becomes more than endurance. It becomes trust in timing. You learn to continue your efforts without immediate results, believing that progress is not always visible. Slowly, this mindset transforms how you experience delays, allowing you to see them not as blocks, but as part of a larger unfolding process that is still in motion. In moments of hardship, speaking sincerely to Allah becomes a source of relief that words alone cannot describe. When the heart is burdened, turning to Him with honesty opens a space for comfort and clarity. This private connection strengthens the bond between a person and their Creator, especially when no one else fully understands their situation. Over time, this habit nurtures deep awareness that help does not only come from visible means. It builds confidence in divine response, even when outcomes are not immediate. The act of consistent communication transforms despair into hope, gradually filling the heart with reassurance and steady calm. There are moments when you feel stretched beyond what you thought you could handle, as if life is demanding more than you have to give. Yet within this pressure, hidden abilities begin to surface. You start reacting with more patience, thinking with more clarity, and enduring with more steadiness than before. This growth does not appear suddenly. It develops through experience. Each difficulty adds another layer of maturity, shaping how you approach future challenges. Over time, you realize that what once overwhelmed you no longer has the same effect. You have quietly evolved into someone more capable, composed, and prepared for greater responsibility. If everything feels heavy right now, remember, it may be Allah guiding you into a new chapter of your life, shaping you for something better than you can imagine. Stay patient, stay hopeful, and keep trusting His plan even when you don't understand it. May Allah make every difficulty a means of ease, open doors of Al-Khair for you, and grant you peace in your heart and life. Ameen. If this touched your heart, like, share, and subscribe for more reminders from Profound Deen, and comment Ameen to join this prayer.